Today I am here to inform you guys about mental abuse and the effect it can have on a person. I am trying to bring awareness of mental abuse and how it can be different and more painful than physical abuse. And I'm trying to talk about all ages, not just young kids or older people, everyone. The awareness for mental abuse is not as known as physical abuse, and mental abuse can be more harmful to a person than physical abuse can be, depending on the case. I personally have been in a relationship where I was being abused, which started out as mental abuse and turned into physical. There are so many people in the world being abused in relationships that need help but can't leave the relationships because they're too scared of their significant other and don't think that people will believe them. And there needs to be more people to be able to see the symptoms going on in those relationships. Mental abuse is a form of abuse that is characterized by acts of confinement, isolation, verbal assault, humiliation, intimidation, and anything involving in the destruction of one's self-worth. Mental abuse is very draining on a person because you cannot physically fight back, and mentally, after a while, you begin to believe what you're being told if you are not strong enough to fight it. And once they get their self-esteem low, they feel more empowered, and that's when abuse can become more dangerous because now you feel like you deserve what is going on in that relationship. Physical abuse has many different kinds. They could be hitting you, pulling your hair, pushing or shoving you. They could be biting you. They could be forcing you into doing things you don't want to do, like doing drugs or alcohol and forcing themselves upon you. And then when you need care because you are so physically hurt that you need to be seen by a doctor, they can deny you those. Mentally, they can shame you. They can be constantly yelling at you. They will blame you for everything that is wrong in your guys' relationship. And they won't allow you to talk to your friends or your family because they want to isolate you so you feel like you have no one but them. They can start destroying your stuff to make you think that you don't deserve certain things, and they will lower your self-confidence because then you start to believe that you deserve what they are doing to you. Lately, studies have been showing that mental abuse can be more damaging than physical abuse. Physical abuse, you are scared that could happen to you again, but the wounds heal and you get better. Mental abuse destroys your self-confidence, so not only do you have to get your self-confidence back, you have to be able to try and trust someone not to do that to you again. And there are small signs for people out there to catch when their friends might be in a relationship that could be abusive or becoming abusive that you can see, but you might not be seeing because you aren't looking for them right now. A person that you think is being abused will tell you that their relationship problems are all on that one person that's being abused. They will think that they're doing everything wrong and nothing that they do is wrong. They will glorify them, and they will say that no matter what he does, they're the reason why it happened. If it turns physical, they will start wearing clothes to hide what is going on beneath them, and this might not be something so easy to catch, but if it's summertime and they're wearing a long sleeve cardigan over something like this when they should just only be wearing a spaghetti tank top strap, they're probably hiding something. You don't want to just come out and say, oh, can I see under there? Because they're not going to want you and you're going to be stepping over a personal line. You just have to be able to catch them in the moment and see and try and help them positively. Don't try and say anything unless you know for sure. In my case, it started off with just little things like text messages saying, oh, you don't want to see me today? Oh, you must not love me anymore. And it started to gain more power to, I wasn't worthy of him. I didn't deserve to be in a relationship with him. And then it started to get to the point where I was afraid to message him. And then when that started happening, he started noticing I started to back up a little bit. And when we were together, he started to physically hurt me. I started with choking, and then one night it was beating, and I was knocked unconscious, and nobody knew until I was able to talk about it, which was months later. And now today, I'm here to tell you that story to help you bring awareness to be able to help friends that you think could be going through the same thing. And knowing how it feels to be there, they do want someone to help, but they're just too afraid to get the help themselves. I think mental abuse needs to have more awareness because the strength it has towards many people is so overwhelming that it could end up with them trying to hurt themselves. And what helped me get through it was articles about it, knowing that I wasn't the only one.